Welcome back to another Honkai Impact 3 video. It's your homie Cody GT, and in today's video, my boys, we are going to do a character guide and gameplay showcase of Rosa Moltov Cherry on the global side of Honkai Impact 3. Now, if you have not seen my last video, I did a character guide and gameplay showcase of Lilia Blueberry Blitz in my last video, so go ahead and check that out. I'm going to leave a link at the end of this video, as well as that little character iCard you could click on right here. There you go. So you can click on that if you want to go ahead and see that video. But we're going to go ahead and do a character guide and gameplay showcase of Rosa today. So I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, go ahead and drop a like. It's greatly appreciated. It means a lot to me. And if you're new to the channel, you enjoy the content, you like what you see today, go ahead and consider subscribing, as we are on our way to 10,000 subscribers, trying to hit that before the end of 2019. Now, with all of that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and jump into Rosa. We're going to see what she is capable of. We're going to see what she is all about. And then we're going to go ahead and jump into some gameplay. So, like we did with Lilia, before we jump into the gameplay, let's see what Rosa is all about. Let's see what she brings to the table. I am excited to bring you this video today, my boys. So, Rosa, she is a psychic type Valkyrie and a psychic type DPS. So when I first showed Rosa off, I was very excited about that, because most psychic type Valkyries are support type. So having her as a DPS Valkyrie, you can make her your main DPS psychic type, and she'll do really well for you. Now, with Rosa, she is a close to mid-range DPS, deals massive physical damage. Charge attack deals more damage with time. Her primary role is stun, charge, attract, and immobilize. Her ultimate, Vodka Chopper, a powerful chop that demolishes nearby enemies. Chopper 2000% attack of physical damage. Chopper with Lilia, joint attack, 500% plus 3000% attack of physical damage. Blueberry Blitz also gains 35 SP, so that's something to keep in mind when you have Lilia on the team and you go ahead and do this ultimate. Not only are you going to do more damage, but you're also going to give Lilia some more SP afterwards, which is fantastic, because 35 SP is 10 more SP that you need to perform Lilia's ultimate, because all you need is 25. So that is really good. There you can see how they work really well together. Now, the ultimate, I will say, does not do massive damage at all. It's not something that is going to kill enemies all the time, but it's good to go ahead and use, because in those time frames you are invincible. You can unleash the ultimate almost immediately, and it can get you out of some tricky situations. I believe it knocks enemy airborne as well, so you could take advantage of that, as well as give Lilia some SP if she doesn't have any, so that way you can switch into her and then you can do her ultimate, her counter stance. So that's something to keep in mind right there. Now, her Lear bonus, Showtime, entire team gains 20% melee physical damage. That's actually pretty good and usable if you don't have anything better for the team. Now, her applicable formation, I'll be quite honest with you, my boys. In my last video for Lilia, I said she's very versatile. You can make many teams around her. With Rosa, not really the same. This is actually probably the most applicable team for her. There's really not many options outside of this. Rosa does not perform as well outside of this team as Lilia does. She's not as versatile. But you can still put her on different teams. She's just not going to work as well as on this applicable team formation. So the applicable team formation is Yamabuki Armor. Definitely want to have her augmented. And then Lilia, just because Lilia buffs Rosa tremendously with all her skills. And Rosa just benefits from Lilia having her on the team a lot. So moving on from there, we have the applicable weapons and stigmatas. So as you can see, I have the full stigmata set. I did not get the weapon. I've tried to get the weapon. It just was not happening for me. But as far as the applicable weapons, the Sleeping Beauty is the main weapon you want to go ahead and obtain for Rosa. It's the best weapon she could possibly have. Reason being is because with the weapon skill, Wielder gains 10% crit rate and 20% crit damage for 10 seconds. If Wielder is below 50% HP, then heals 10 HP per half second. That's just amazing. And then the passive skill, Thorny Briar, Charge attack deals another 60% attack of physical damage on enemies. This effect triggers once every 1 second. Wielder gains Ignore, Interrupt, and 10% defense. It's just extremely applicable. It allows Rosa to do that much more damage. It also heals her if she is low on HP, because when you're doing the spin, you're gonna take some hits, so your HP may get that low. And then the charge attack, when you're spinning, deals another 60% attack of physical damage. That's just more damage buff right there. And this effect triggers once every 1 second, and you gain ignore interrupt and 10% defense, so that means you'll be able to spin without getting interrupted, and your defense is a little bit higher. That gets buffed as well. So this weapon is just the most applicable weapon you can put on Rosa, not only for the skills but the aesthetics as well, my boys. Now if we're looking at some different options as far as weapons are concerned for Rosa, we can go over here to the foundry. Now just like Lilia, the Judgment by Dawn is a very good secondary alternative weapon, especially free to play. Balmung is also another good secondary alternative weapon, free to play as well. So those are two you can go for, much like as Lilia. And then another good one as well, as you can see that I have on here, is the Godslayer Suitor. This can work well because when burst attack hits the enemy, characters gains 5% total damage multiplier for 10 seconds. Effects triggers 1 time every 1 second, stacks up to 4 times. Triggering this again resets the duration, as well as character gains 15% SP recovery, 15% faster attack speed, and 25% total damage multiplier. So that's why I have the Godslayer Suitor on my Rosa. That, and because I really don't have too much of any, a better option right now, as I don't have the materials for the Judgment by Dawn, unfortunately, and I don't have the materials for Balmung, which those would have been good options as well, especially the Judgment by Dawn. That would have been a really good one. But this is what I have to work with, and I have this loading screen. What is this loading screen? Why do I continue to have this? What is going on? We may have to do a jump cut. Oh no, this is ruining. No, what is going on here? All right, we're gonna have to do a jump cut. This is not good. Okay, we're gonna have to do a jump cut, and we're back. I don't know what was going on there. All right, now moving on from the weapons to the stigmatas. So we have, of course, the applicable stigmata set. Now, a lot of people say that this stigmata set is terrible for Rosa or not that good. In my opinion, I think it's a good stigmata set for her, especially if you were able to obtain them, as I have. So, of course, I have this stigmata set on her, and I think it's fantastic. But there are some good alternative options for Rosa. But let's first take a look at the applicable stigmata set. So this is the Noble set. Now, for the Noble T, for every combo hit count, charge attack gains 0.9% physical damage, max stacks 30, so that definitely applies to when she is spinning. If we go to Noble M, charge attack gains 4% crit rate. Enemies hit by the charge attack also deals 15% less physical damage for 1 second. Triggering this again resets the time, so not only do you give yourself a buff to the crit rate for the charge attack, but you also debuff the enemy by 15%. So that is also really good. And then if we go to Noble B, when combo / charge attack hits the enemy, enter absorb state. Absorb state enemies hit by combo charge attacks are weakened for 3 seconds. Attack is reduced by 15%. Absorb state ends and enters a 24-second cooldown when host fails to hit an enemy using combo / charge attack within 2 seconds. So that is really good to be able to absorb more hits when you're doing your charge attack. You just got to make sure that you're continuing to hit the enemy, so that way you don't go through that cooldown and you can get that debuff going on. Now, if we go to the set skills, if you have 2 of the pieces, when charge attack hits the enemy, generates an explosion centered on the host that deals 180% attack of physical damage to nearby enemies. That's really good. And then the 3-piece, if you have all 3, after each entry, the first 2 hits taken by the host will suffer 40% total damage reduction and not interrupt her. Charge attack gains 30% crit damage. So in my opinion, the 3-piece is fantastic. Not only are you going to have damage reduction and you will not have any interrupt, but your charge attack gains a additional 30% crit damage, so you're going to be able to do more damage there. So that is, in my opinion, really good. Now if we're looking at some alternatives, maybe even some better options, we can go to the stigmatas here. We can go to the 5 stars. If I could click on the 5 stars, there we go, the 5 stars. And if we're looking at some better alternative options, we can go with the full Renaissance set or Michelangelo set. This set could definitely benefit Rosa, maybe even better than her applicable set, just because of the crit damage you can receive, the crit rate, and the physical damage buffs that you get from all three. So that is a really good set that you can go ahead and take a look into if you do have that set applicable. But really, any physical damage dealing set will work on Rosa. So for example, if we go back to Rosa over here and we take a look at the stigmatas here, like I mentioned, any physical damage stigma will really work. I mean, you could use Schrodinger Schrodinger band T, excuse me, here. You can also look at using a Thalys T if you have Thalys T available. For the mid, you can go ahead and use, like I mentioned, the Ekaterina mid, the mid Beach Party. Those are some good options, as well as Schrodinger band mid. You could also take a look at that. And then for the bottom, you could always use Attila bottom, is always good as a physical damage dealing type of stigma, which we have right here. So you could always go into that one, or even Schrodinger band bottom is always a good option as well. So you do have different options, you do have different applicable stigmas that you can go ahead and apply. But as you can see, I have the full Nobel set, so I decided to just go ahead and equip that on her. And in my opinion, it works just fine. Now, I don't have it maxed out, unfortunately, so that is the thing. Running out of materials, my boys, running out of materials. As far as the weapon, like I mentioned, I have the Godslayer Suitor. Of course, I have that maxed out, so we have that going on right there. And then as far as the skills, we'll go ahead and run over those quickly. So we have the Typhoon Yay. This is the spin attack that hurts nearby enemies. Now, I tried maxing her out as much as possible as well, but again, materials are in short supply. So Clang gained resistance to range attacks during Typhoon Chop. And then the I Can't Stop. Typhoon Chop deals more damage with time. Typhoon Chop and basic attacks also recovers SP. Really good when you can unlock that at SS rank as well to improve that. Now you have the Vodka Chopper, a powerful chop that demolishes nearby enemies. So more choppy. Performing the ultimate gives a total damage multiplier buff to the character and Blueberry Blitz. So it also buffs Lilia as well. And then at SS rank, Vodka Girls, performing the ultimate allows character and Blueberry Blitz to make or to take less damage. So you get a bit of a debuff right there. So that is for the ultimate. Moving on to the basic attack, the chop them to pieces. So you do have a 4 sequence right there, and then you do have a 5 joint attack as well. So whenever you have Lily on the team, she will join in on the basic attacks, allows you to be able to do more damage, and I believe attack a little bit faster, in my opinion. So it's always good to have Lily on the team with Rosa. And we have, if Blueberry Blitz is the team, character deals more damage to biotype enemies. Blueberry Blitz also gains a buff when switching in. So that's really interesting, because being a psychic type, you have a natural disadvantage to biotypes. So being able to do more damage to a type you're disadvantaged to is a really good thing that unlocks at SS rank. So trying to get her to SS rank as quickly as possible is a good benefit. Now the QTE. QTE triggers when enemy is weakened or upon shield break, deals physical damage to nearby enemies and stuns them. That's a fantastic QTE, because when she comes in, she stuns the enemy, which allows you to go ahead into your spin attack and not be interrupted. So that's a really good QTE for Rosa. And then the basic joint attacks gives Blueberry Blitz SP. So Lilia definitely still benefits from Rosa being on the team as well. So that's really good. Now, Can't Touch Me evades enemy attacks. So for the ultimate evasion, you're trapped. Ultimate evasion immobilizes nearby enemies. It's really good. So you can go ahead into the spin attack. And then at SS rank, I got shields. Enjoy a crit rate buff when the ultimate evasion shield is active. So that's really good to get an additional crit buff. And then if we move over to her passive skill, passive bonuses apply automatically. So some attacks become joint attacks when Blueberry Blitz is in the team. Joint attacks damage calculations are based on Moltov Cherry's stats, so keep that in mind. Now hit that thing. Deal more damage when combo hit count exceeds 30, and to enemies affected by weaken or time slow. So you'll be able to deal more damage to those enemies that are weakened or time slow. Now I got heal self when enemies are nearby, so that unlocks at double S rank. So you can see unlocking her at double S rank is very vital, because you get a lot of good benefits, a lot of good buffs. Now Lily help. If Blueberry Blitz is in the team, auto switch to Blueberry Blitz when taking lethal damage and heal the character. That is phenomenal. So that is an automatic switch to Lilia if you are taking a lethal amount of damage, and you will heal Rosa, if I'm reading that correctly. So that is absolutely phenomenal. And then we already took a look at her leader skill. Now I did want to go back to the charge attack, because with the charge attack, I wanted to go ahead and mention that the longer that you are actually charging the attack, so reading the stats here, tap and hold attack to spin, dealing 110% attack of physical damage. Release the attack button to stop the spinning. Now Typhoon Chop builds up spice and will stop when it's too spicy, basically when you filled up the meter. Attacks on Rosa gain plus 7% total damage multiplier per second, excuse me. Max stack 7. If Blueberry Blitz is in the team, Typhoon Chop will pull in enemies. Release and tap attack to unleash Vaca Finale, dealing 1,100% attack of physical damage, but adding 33% spice. Basically what that means is why I wanted to come back to the spin, is the longer you spin, the more damage you're going to be able to go ahead and do. Now when you have Lilia on the team, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to pull the enemies in, which is great, because then you can use the spin attack and make sure that you're attacking everybody. But before you end the attack, instead of just releasing the attack button, you can go ahead and tap the attack button again right before the meter is about to full, and you will do a massive slam, which will allow you to deal more physical damage, as it says 1,100% attack of physical damage, but that's going to add 33% to your meter. So your meter is going to fill up quickly, or more quickly I should say, but you're going to be able to deal more damage after your spin. So the best way to go ahead and do this is spin for as long as you can until that meter is almost full, tap the attack button again, and you're going to do a massive slam, and then you're going to be able to do more damage. And I'll go ahead and show that in the gameplay. So that is the skills for Rosa. That is everything that she entails. So I hope you guys are still with me. I know that was very long. But let's go ahead. Let's finally jump into some gameplay. All right, my boys. So we are in open world. Unfortunately, I wanted to go ahead and show off Rosa in Diraxi, but it is not ready. It's still preparing. So I had to just jump into open world. So I know this is not going to be the most accurate gameplay showcase, but this will definitely do, as we'll get to see multiple enemies and do multiple fights. Now we got Rosa here. Gonna go ahead and show off the aesthetics really quickly. Looking very nice, looking awesome as usual. Now I do apologize, in my gameplay showcase of Lilia, I did not show off the QTE. So I will definitely show off the QTE here in this showcase, as well as the synergy of the team. So let's go ahead, let's jump into the first fight here. I'm going to go ahead and show Rosa off. We're just going to jump in with her here, starting out. And we'll show off the basic attacks. So as you can see, Lilia does jump in. Oh, it's going to be hectic. So you can see Lilia does jump in on some attacks here, which is awesome. Having Lilia on the team allows Rosa to definitely use her attacks a little more efficiently. And as you can see, when Lilia does jump in, you cannot switch into her, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. You can still do good damage, good attacks, and the attacks, in my opinion, are a little bit faster and a little bit stronger with Lilia on the team, so that's okay. So those are the basic attacks. Let me go ahead and fill up the meter a little bit so we can see the ultimate as well. So those are the attacks there. Let me do the spin attack, and there's the spin attack. Here we go. And you can see the meter at the very bottom. Now we got the interrupt there, which was unfortunate. So the best thing to do with the spin attack is just to keep on moving, so that way you can't get attacked by the enemy. As you can see, the enemies are getting pulled in by having Lily on the team. But as you can see, I got the meter full and I was not able to spin anymore. Now what I do want to show is when you're spinning at the end before the meter is full, to tap the attack again and do the massive slam. So let's see that right now. So we're doing the spin attack, and let me go ahead and continue spinning. The meter's filling up. Now right before the meter fills, if I didn't get that interrupt, Right before the meter fills, I'm going to do the slam attack. And right there. Now, during that slam attack, Rosa is invincible and you deal massive amount of damage. That is the ultimate evasion right there. Oh, actually, I didn't have the ultimate evasion. There's the ultimate evasion. And then the enemies are stuck in place. So let me go ahead and show off the ultimate right here. And the ultimate looks fantastic. Now, when you do the ultimate without Lily on the team, she is not there to go ahead and jump in. So when you do have Lily on the team, that nice little touch of having her there is just really cool in my opinion. So let me go ahead and jump out into Yamabuki armor. Let me do the ultimate because I want to do the QTE. I'll QTE right here. As you can see, that'll QTE right into Rosa, and she does massive damage, pulls the enemies in right there, and they're stunned. So now you can do the spin attack. So good damage right here. Now the meter's about to full. Let me go ahead and slam right there. And that's what you do when you're doing the spin attack, because if not, you can spin attack, and if you don't do the attack at the end, the tap attack, it will just continue to it will just stop the spin, excuse me. So right here, if I just stop and not attack again, it just stops. But if I go ahead and attack the button, it will do a massive slam right there. Let's go ahead and do the ultimate again. Ultimate looks amazing. Right there, and then you can switch right into Lilia, and then you can do the defensive stance, which I should have nailed that, but I didn't. Alright, so let's get and drop right there. We'll go right back into Rosa, and we'll go right back into the spin. And this is just rinse and repeat when using this formation. Now, the reason why this formation is so great and so applicable is because the synergy is really good here with Yamabuki armor augmented, having her new shield. You're able to spin longer, not get interrupted as much. The QTEs, they get each other's off, and the weaken that Yamabuki augmented can go ahead and place on the enemy is also another benefit to be able to deal more damage. So that's why this team is very applicable. So let me go ahead and go back here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start with Yamabuki armor, and we'll do the ultimate. That's going to QT right here, and then that'll QT into Rosa. There we go, and then we're going to go right into the spin attack. And as you can see, dealing pretty good damage here. Now you can see the weakened state by the sword arrows going down on that enemy. I spun for too long. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to explain. It's hard to do gameplay and commentate at the same time. So there we go. And we're going to go ahead and finish this guy off here. We're going to dodge out of there. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Keep that going. Alright, let's do this here. More spins. Spinning around. Now, I love the spin attack. It's just AoE. Does good damage. Keeps the enemies occupied. Doesn't allow them to attack. I'm going to go ahead and do the slam. There we go. Right into the ultimate. Oh, the ultimate wasn't needed. Oh, yes, it was. We got an enemy here. Oh, the enemy's got. Okay. Well, there you go. Oh, we got another one here. So let me do the sequence again. Do that there. I can do the ultimate as well. Right into Lilia. Right into Rosa. There we go. I love how she comes in head first. And then as you can see, the enemy is now weakened. And then we're just doing this here. Now the meter is almost full. So let's do the slam and massive damage. And let's do the ultimate here. Get rid of these guys. There we go. Now we do have type advantage here. Let's go into Lilia. I'll go ahead and jump up as well. Let's go ahead right into Yamabuki armor augmented. Let me go right into Rosa. Oh, I should have dodged there. Dodge there. And right into the spins. And then it's just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Now, Rosa, keep in mind, is not going to be a Memorial Arena powerhouse. She can do pretty decent in Dirac C. You can definitely get by. You just have to have the team formation down. You got to make sure you are really well versed in Lilia's counter, and really well versed in being able to switch in, switch out with these Valkyries. because their gameplay is definitely different. So as you saw, I was taking some lethal damage there, and Lilia was really ready to switch out. So there we go. Let's go ahead and move there. Let's do there. Let's jump up. Let's slam down. Let's go right here. I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let me switch here. And let me go right back. Okay. He got me at the last second. Let's go right back into the spins. And I'm just going to continue to spin around here. And we should finish this guy off here. And I'll do the slam. Right there. Perfect. Alright, awesome. So, that is the gameplay. That is a bit of showcase of Rosa. I hope I was able to go ahead and show off everything for you. So, I'll see you back on the ship, my boy. So, that was the showcase. That was the gameplay. That was the character guide for Rosa Moltov Cherry. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I covered everything. I believe I did. If I missed anything in the comments below, go ahead and let me know if I missed anything. Let me know what you guys think of Rosa. And if you do have her, let me know if you enjoy playing her or if you use her at all. But I believe I covered everything as far as Rosa is concerned. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like I mentioned earlier, drop a like. If you enjoyed the content and you got something from today's video, go ahead and consider subscribing. But with that being said, I am going to get out of here. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. And until next time, my boys, until next time, it's your homie Cody GT, and I'm out.